welcome. I am making Maria, your Chalk Couture independent designer, and welcome to my video on how to create beautiful high-end home DIY home decor. Pretty fancy, eh? But that's what we're doing tonight. We are making all things porch leaners, and I'm hoping that my post in the Making Maria Crafty community will post while we're going live, because I was having all kinds of problems making it post. It was just going around and around in a circle. So I made the post for Make It Monday, and hopefully it will actually post. Otherwise, when we're done going live, I'm gonna have to go upstairs and redo it all. But Make It Monday this week is all about the porch leaner sign, or leaner signs, or vertical signs. You know, you can call them whatever you want. Large signs that are skinny and narrow in wood. You can put them on your porch, you can put them on your fireplace, you can hang them on a wall, you stick them in a corner. They're very versatile, they're beautiful, and they have lots and lots of applications. And they're really great by your front door as well to welcome people to your home. So tonight I am going to show you one that is in the bundle for Make It Monday. So what I did was I went through my stash of transfers that I have. So they're physically in my possession right now. So if you're local to me, you can pick them up. And that is the Make It Monday bundle, the ones I have. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't, well, I pretty much have them all. And some retired ones. I don't think there's any that I don't have. I'm pretty sure of that. But some of them I might have one of, and 3 people might want it, so we can go to the website and order it. Some of them are retired though, and I did put in the post which ones I only have one of, so that you could see. Some of them I have multiples of, like the everyday welcome one. I have more than one of those because I use those for classes. But I do have transfers. So it's in the Making Maria Crafty community, and it's things like the growth chart. There's 2 different welcomes. There's the trick or treat that you've seen us do. It's actually not a vertical transfer. It's not meant to be a porch leaner, but we've created a porch leaner with it. I have one of those. Be Merry, which is one we're going to do tonight. Freedom, which is this one, beautiful one that I have right here behind me. We're actually going to chalk on the other side of this, because this is one of the things I love about porch leaners, is it's 2-sided. So it helps with totally with that whole storage situation, you know. Storage is always an issue. So it's nice to have, you know, a big substantial piece that you can use for more than one. So we have Freedom on one side, and we are going to put Be Merry on the other side. So I'm going to take the cute little bow off of it. So Freedom is a very, very cool one. These are all E-size transfers, so they are 18 by 24 in size, but you cut them out so that the letters come apart. There's the growth chart, there's trick or treat, there's Freedom, there's 2 different welcomes, there's the sit a while, I think it's called. It has all these fun words on it. Which is a really nice transfer to use broken apart to make other things as well, because the transfers are reusable. So this is a great way, you know, to whip out some gifts, or to have girlfriends over, or boyfriends, girls, boys, you know, guys like to craft, some. But you can have a group of people over and you could all create a porch leaner. Porch leaners, the wood isn't very expensive. I tend to use 10 by 1, so they're 10 inches by 1 inch, or 8 by 1s. This is a 6, hang on. This is a 5-foot board. You can do 5 feet, you can do 4 feet. I have done 6 feet. It depends on what you're gonna put up here, but 5 feet is pretty good. I have one 6-foot one, which I did trick or treat on, that I would tell you is a big board, and it's hard to store. So I wouldn't go bigger than a 5 foot. But basically you need a pine board. I think this one is 8. We'll measure it as we go. This is going to be challenging for us to craft so that you can see everything as well. But you'll get the gist of what I'm doing. Now, this is a 1 by 10. So what that means is it's 10 inches wide. It's 10 inches wide by 1 inch thick. And I've learned over my years of purchasing wood that that's deceiving. It's not really 10 inches wide. It's really 9 and a little bit. I don't understand why they don't call it 9 and a little bit by 1 then instead of 10 by 1, because it's never 10 by 1. Drives me crazy. But you could totally get away with an 8 by 1 as well. And as we all know, lumber prices are a little crazy. I did look at the prices of lumber before I went live here tonight, just because I haven't bought, I mean, I have a pretty decent supply of already stained boards that then I just pull out and chalk on, so I haven't bought wood in a while. But normally I could buy a 10-foot board and cut it in half. And they're substantially more than they used to be. I used to be able to get away with like $7 a half then, so like $14 for the whole board, and now they're in the 20s. So wood is pricey, but I wouldn't say, you know, if you buy a 2-piece board, you cut it in half, $10 a board, I don't think that that's unreasonable. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, so unaffordable that you can't do it. And the 1x8s, I don't remember how much they were. But if you buy the 10-foot by 10 by 1, so it's 10 feet long, Home Depot or whichever store you go to, they will cut them for you. You just have them cut them in half. It's really easy. I think it depends on the place. Some of them will do 2 cuts for you a day. So if you don't be afraid of the power tool, or simply buy it in the 5 feet. I mean, you don't have to buy the big board. It's just less expensive if you buy it and cut it yourself. This fancy board is nothing but a board that I stained red on this side. My husband likes to get all fancy with them, and he routers them for me. I don't think you need to do that. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it doesn't make or break the board. So again, you don't need something fancy. You don't need a ton of time put into the wood. So what I do is I buy the board, I sand it, and I stain it. I don't seal it. You can. I don't like to seal, so I don't seal much of anything. If I'm going to seal it, I'll seal it after the fact, after I chalk on it, not before. But if you seal it before you put the chalk on it, you can potentially fix a mistake if you make one. But these boards are really fast, quick and easy. I mean, there's not a lot to them. And depending on which transfer, you know, they got smarter as the more and more of these boards they made. They made them so you don't have to cut all the, like my Be Merry that we're about to do. I mean, literally, every letter I had to cut out individually. You don't have to do that on all of them anymore. They're kind of lined up where you'd have 2 pieces, and all you're really lining up is 2 pieces. So, porch leaners are fun. Fun, fun, fun. They make a great gift, and people love these boards, which is cool, right? Because it's nice to have a fun board that everybody likes. Why can I not find you guys? You're here. There we go. All right, so hello, Nevada Nicole. I'm freezing, that's why I couldn't find you. Hello, Carol. I wonder if that's why I can't get my post to post. We've had crazy storms here, but it's not, well, it was raining, but we don't have any thunder and lightning now. So now I'll keep an eye on me and see if I'm still freezing. We've had an incredible amount of rain in the last few days, but today it was pretty, and it's hot and humid, which is not normally. All right, I'm digressing. All right, so we're just gonna whip a little Be Merry on here. Again, I like the 5-foot board because it gives me a lot of room up on the top to do some form of an embellishment. What I really like to do on the Be Merry boards is if you've followed me for any period of time, you already know this about me. I am obsessed with ice skates. Okay, what am I not obsessed with, right? You kind of learn all my, it's like true confessions. When I hit the live button, you learn what I'm obsessed with. But I love ice skates. So I like to put kind of on the top of it. You can't see it now. But I like to hang an ice skate and then do Be Merry down. You can, you know, if you want to get fancy, I mean, this is literally a piece of floral I stuffed inside the ice skate. It came this way. It's not like I arranged anything because, you know, I can't do that. Ooh, now I'm frozen. Now I can see me frozen. I wonder if I'm going to stay frozen. That's really weird. I wonder why I'm freezing. We're going to persevere and just we're going to go for it. This isn't going to take us very long. So I like to do ice skates. I like to hang them on the top of the board. I think it adds a pretty substantial element to the board, so I think it's kind of fun to throw it on. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna stick this on here. All right, so Making Maria Crafty Community, you're gonna find in there, if it ever posts, basically every porch leaner transfer that I have in stock, and that is part of the bundle. It's a reduced price for my crafty community members, and then it's even an additional reduction if you are one of my Club Couture members. So check that out in the Making Maria Crafty community. What? You're not in the Making Maria Crafty community? Ha! Message me, comment, add me, and I'll get you in. So this is what the Freedom board looks like. On the other side, oops, now I'm gonna break the place. We are going to put Be Merry. This board is long, and I'm gonna drop all kinds of things here. This board is very long. It's longer than my table. We wanna leave room up here for our ice skate. And then Be Merry. We're gonna do it simply in white. We're gonna throw our B, and then M-E-R-R-Y. I do like to leave a little space at the bottom too. Sometimes, depending on the transfer or my spacing, I have room to do that. Sometimes I don't, because I like to leave enough room up on the top for my ice skate too. And all I do literally is I pound a nail in the board and I hang the ice skate from it with some wire. And I do think I'm gonna have to go lower with my letters, or put them closer together. I could do that too. Just, I want to give my ice skate enough room. That'll work. These are so popular. You find them all over the place too. All right, so I'm going to take my ice skate off. I'm going to grab my white chalk paste. Thought I had it out already. Okay. I hid my white chalk paste. How can you lose your white chalk, right? You use your white chalk all the time, Maria. All right. This is what happens when I start putting things away. This would also be really pretty with a shimmer paste. I can see it that way too. But I am not finding my white. And it really can't have walked away very far because we just used it. Okay, maybe we're not going to make this board because I don't want to open up a new one and I can't find it. I had it. I thought I even had it when I came down to make the board. I had to move everything out of our way so I had room to put the board on the table, but I don't know what I did with my white chalk paste. Okay. Well, we could use a different color. Wouldn't quite be the same though. How can I lose my white? Hang on. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Maria style as usual. It landed in my ribbon container. Takes a village, people. Totally takes a village. Sometimes I think it's better to actually start at the bottom and work my way up. But this is going to be very easy to do. Take my transfer, take it off of the backer sheet. I like to put the B. Yeah, but I'm going to put the ice skate at an angle, so maybe we won't do that. We're going to line them all right up right away. And then we can just go bing, bing, boom. It also helps you line up the transfers. Make sure your spacing is right. I'm sorry that I'm freezing. That's not any fun. is crooked. I can see that it's crooked. Now my Be Merry has been used many times. I like to teach or do workshops with these transfers because they are so popular. So he's not super sticky anymore. So I'm going to want to keep that in mind when I go to chalk on him, because he's not super sticky anymore. So I will just go slowly and hold my transfer down. You can totally use your transfers when they're not sticky anymore. I mean, it takes a long time for them to not be sticky. But when your transfers get used, like my transfers get used at workshops, especially this kind of workshop, then you have to use them sometimes when they're not super sticky anymore. Okay, so I'm just lining up my letters. Gonna make sure that I'm straight. There's all kinds of tools you can use to make sure that they're straight. I have a level, like a laser level. I could use that. I could do a chalk line down the middle of my board to make sure that they're straight, you know, measure. Why would we want to do that? I mean, really, Maria? Nevada Nicole just laughed at me when I said the word measure. She's like, you're not going to measure. I know you're not going to measure. You're going to pretend like you measured, but you're not going to. I don't even pretend anymore. All right, so I think we're straight. My E looks a little wonky. I'm just going to reline him up. Get him redone. R-R-Y. Okay. See, Nicole? I knew you were laughing at me. She's not going to measure. She's going to pretend. I don't pretend. I just don't even measure. Why bother? It washes off, if nothing else, if it's that crooked. And anybody this is my attitude. It's kind of like the state of my kitchen floor. If you're coming to my house to check out how clean my kitchen floor is, you probably shouldn't be my friend. Really. My house is clean, but don't look at my kitchen floor. I hate kitchen floors. Oh, I absolutely hate them. All right, so I'm going to stir up my white a little bit. I'm going to make sure I have enough room for my ice skate. Which I do. Plenty of room for my ice skate. And I might take the floral out. I'm trying to remember when I made them in the past. I like to hang little jingle bells off the ice skates or little pom-poms. You know, it's just fun. I don't know what it is about ice skates, but if anybody needs any ice skates, I got them. Okay, load up my squeegee with chalk paste. Oops, you can't see. Hold my transfer down, again, just because it's not super sticky. And gently glide my chalk paste right over the silk screen. That's how easy this is to do. Once you make one porch leaner, you'll never go back. You'll make porch leaners all the time. Voila, we have B, just like that. Now we're gonna do our M. I mean, look at how fast we're gonna make this really cute sign. It's big, so it has volume to it, right? So it's a statement piece. That's why, you know, you make this for somebody, you're like, oh my gosh, you made that? That's so cool. You work so hard. You're like, it took me 10 minutes. Right? I mean, it's just how it goes. It looks beautiful, but it's quick, it's easy, and anybody can do this. Clearly, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Make sure you get the whole letter, including the bottom. My transfer, again, is not super sticky, so I'm only going in one direction. That helps minimize the bleeding when you're not sticky anymore. Hello, Miss Angie. Miss Angie, I mailed your transfers today. So I'm also going to show you, oops, I don't want to put this one back down because I got chalk paste all over it. So I need to wipe that off, or I'm going to get that chalk paste on my board. I don't want to do that. So I like the Mary part of this transfer. I like the letters. So I'm just wiping off. If you can see, I got white chalk paste on the back side of my transfer, and if I lay it down, it's going to put white chalk paste on my board. And because I didn't finish or seal my board, it is harder to get off. I've learned that on the red stained boards. So just take the time and wipe it off. Okay. There we go. All right, so this is Be Merry as a porch leaner board. One of the other ways we made it was with buffalo plaid on a vertical board, so horizontal board. You don't have to go vertically with them. You can do horizontal, and I love this. This has, what we did basically was we put the buffalo plaid transfer over the transfer, and then, so we chalked it in red, I think, and then we did the black with the buffalo plaid. Super fun. Super fun. So you can get creative with these large one-word transfers. I mean, Mary doesn't spell a lot of other words, but I don't know. We should do like a poll. How many other words can you make out of the word Mary that you actually want to put on a board? Probably not many. Yeah, it's probably not the best choice for that. But welcome, you can make a lot of other words out of welcome. Okay, so again, I should have gone backwards, because every time now I'm going to get chalk underneath, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so now we have our E. Smoothing out any chalk paste lines because you will see them. Now we have our E. Now we're going to do our R. You know what I'm going to do? Like if I was smart. There. Whew. Not always the sharpest knife, but when I figure it out, I figure it out. Oh, you're right, Nicole. I did get some white chalk paste above my M. So I'm actually going to stop because I want to try to get it off before it dries. Oh, it's coming off. This particular board I stained quite a while ago, last year, because we did the Freedom last year for 4th of July, and I never chalked the other side of the board. I don't know why. We just never did. So when I was getting ready to do a porch liner, I'm like, why did we not do this? For storage, I don't have many of these, because usually I make them and people buy them, and then I end up not having them for myself. But Freedom, I kept. The Trick or Treat one, I kept because I absolutely positively love the Trick or Treat one. It's like my favorite all-time board. I actually made more than one of them because I love that board so much. And if I can ever get that post to post, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's in the crafty community. It's the black board with the Trick or Treat that's kind of wonky. It goes down on it. It's the Gothic Trick or Treat. I love that board. Love that board. So those are the ones that I've kept. And I need to make myself a good old-fashioned welcome sign. I don't have a good old-fashioned welcome sign. And I want to do another harvest one because I love that one. Oh, and that's one of the other ones that's in that I have extras of. I have a harvest one, which is kind of cool. It has a pumpkin, which is kind of nice to have that element. But the other one that I have, I never made it, but I have the transfer, is the autumn board. And oops, ooh, shoot. And autumn has long been retired. I never made it. I don't know why I never made it. All right, so now we're just gonna put our Y back on. Get it nice and close so that my spacing is right. Dip my chalk paste in, hold my transfer down. So again, just go in one direction carefully. It's when you start going back and forth, when they're not sticky anymore, that you get the bleeding. Smooth out your lines. Voila! Wash the chalk paste off yourself that you now have all over yourself. Put your excess back in your container. So see, look how fast that was. Hey, Verge. Welcome, Verge. So I will look when I go back upstairs and I'll see if this circle thingy is still going around and around. I hope it's not, because it took me a long time to create the post because there's a ton of pictures. Yes, Miss Virginia, we got really bad storms. We've had really bad storms. Not last night, but the night before, we got like because we have a range gauge, we got over 5 inches of rain. And the thunderstorms, oh my goodness, the thunderstorms have been crazy. Like, wake me up in the middle of the night kind. And trust me, it takes a small act of God to wake Maria up in the middle of the night. I like sleep. Did you use the big boy because your transfer isn't that sticky? Nope, Miss Carol, I just used a regular small squeegee. I didn't use the big boy. I actually, honestly, didn't even think of him. I should have. It would have been easier to use the big boy. But I didn't. But when your transfers are no longer sticky, you can still use them. Just be careful. Go in one direction, hold them down. The other thing you can do is you can also spray your surface with adhesive, sticky adhesive, and that'll work too. All right, so now we have our Be Merry. I'm going to move everything out of the way so you can see it. So this transfer, this is one way to create it, which is with the buffalo plaid horizontally. Then we have our good old, this is a 5-foot board where we have it just in red and white. And then I'm going to stick my ice skate and lean it on my door. And all I do is pound a nail in the top of the board. And I can even show you on the back of my ice skate. I punch a hole through the ice skate with wire, and I make a little wire hanger. So I put a hole on the board, and then I literally hang it and drop it. Oh yeah, it's been one of those days. All right, so this is Be Merry on one side, and then on the other side we have Freedom. And it has a really cool bow. So the bow just comes off. So you could do a bow. So this is our Freedom side with the bow. Or you can put other things on there too. You can put a bow if you don't have ice skates on the Be Merry. But it's versatile. Okay, so we talked about, you know, lumber is expensive right now. So this board would cost you $10-ish, depending on where you go. $10-ish right now, 10 to 11. But it's a double-sided surface. So basically, for $5 a side, throw some stain on it and whip a transfer on it. It is a lot of rain, Nicole, and that was just in that one night. I mean, we have had so much rain. Did you not? Oh wait, sorry, Carol, I saw that coming already. Okay. I think I answered everybody's comments. All right, so this is going by my front door. And look, I even like almost, my letters are even straight with no measuring. Look, Mom, no hands. All right, this is our super fun Be Merry. So if that post has not posted in the Making Maria Crafty community, I will go upstairs and recreate it. I really hope not, though, because it's a lot of transfers. This week is all thing porch leaner boards. There's a growth chart, there's autumn, there's harvest, there's Be Merry, there's freedom, there's 2 different welcomes, there's sit a while, there's trick or treat. They're all different transfers, most of which I have one of. You comment sold on the picture in the crafty community. It's a deal. So you have to go see those in the crafty community to see. Normally the transfers are $39.99. But it's a deal if you buy it from this Make It Monday bundle, as well as if you're a Club Couture member, it's a little bit more off. Ooh, Verge has flooding in her streets everywhere. How are you though, Verge? Is your basement and stuff okay? Flooding is nerve-wracking. I gotta say, you don't really realize the power of water. Water is very powerful. Well, thank you for hanging through with me with the freezing. I appreciate that. I'm Making Maria. I'm your Chalk Couture independent designer. If you want to check out any of these amazing products, you can go right to www.chalkcouture.com/makingmaria, and you can see all of the, if you go in the E-size transfers, that's where you'll see, and there's other E-size transfers in there, but that's where you'll see the porch leaners. Many of the ones I have are retired. Autumn is retired. Trick or Treat is, what? No, Trick or Treat you can still get on the website. Autumn is retired. The Growth Chart is retired. Freedom is retired. And I think Be Merry is retired too. So those are the ones that are retired that are in the bundle. And then there are other ones that are still on the website. So if you want a retired one, you got to go through me. If you want one of the website ones, you can go right to the website, but then you don't get the deal. Oh, I'm glad it's not bad, Verge. Whew. Well, hopefully we're going to dry out. It would be nice to dry out. We've had rain for days now, so my kids are bored. Although, I got to tell you, my new Target Monopoly game has been keeping them occupied. It's so cute. It is so stinking cute, this Monopoly game. You shop all the little departments of Target and you get your little tokens and you're trying to save the most amount of money and you get this little cute little red basket. I mean, it's adorable. It's an absolutely adorable Monopoly game. Oh, look, Maria's chatting. Time to say goodnight. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great Tuesday. Bye, guys.